Thank you very much for joining me for the call. And I know you are a busy man, so this is much appreciated on my end. But can you just explain to everyone who you are, your role at Orion, what Orion is, and then how much money you guys generate per year?
Yes, my name is Christian Fitzgerald, and I founded FC Industries and the Orion Cooker. And the Orion Cooker is an outdoor convection smoker, and and we've been at it for about 21 years now. And so, yeah, that's it. And as far as the revenue, I'll keep that close to the vest. But other than that, yeah, good
Fair enough.
stuff.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Can you describe to me like kind of how your company acquires its customers or at least its site traffic?
Well, we try to get influencers involved at some point to drive traffic to the site and hopefully acquire those through, the news, getting that information from the newsletter. Um, we participate in social media posts as much as we can. We're working on an affiliate program to where one person, gets it, they get you know, they pass the name along to one of their customers, then we just grow it that way. We've been fortunate all along, really, that we have a huge our customers are fiercely loyal and they love to spread the word for us. And I was just actually on the Facebook page the other day, and obviously with one of the things the Orion can do really well is cook a turkey or smoke a turkey. And so now you see a lot on Facebook and Instagram, people posting, leading up to Thanksgiving, and some people have already participated in Thanksgiving a little bit early. But anyhow, so that's how we do it. That's how we. But we're always trying to learn too, and we're always trying to figure out other ways to acquire these customers because it's as you know, we've had conversations extensively. That's important, so you can work your magic.
Absolutely. It's always a battling game, but it sounds like you've got quite a loyal fan base, and like from what I've seen, a lot of people come back and I know you recently released your 3.0 model of the Rhine, and a lot of the reviews of basically people coming back, hey, I wanted to try this 3.0. I had the original, see what's out, and like yeah, I've seen a lot of like content just posted from either influencers or even just people using the Orion, a lot on your Instagram and a lot on your Facebook. So you've got quite a big following for sure.
We are blessed.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for all that. So to start at the beginning, I guess, the initial sales call I had was actually with another member of your company. And at that time, you guys were looking to replace your current email marketer. Can you explain why you kind of felt like you needed to do that?
Yes, I mean, it was funny because I was on LinkedIn the other day and I went back and saw your first, I think it was your first correspondence with us. And you talked with a team member, and she's been with me over the years, and I value her opinion immensely. And she takes um, I think this is a great trait. She takes the emotion out of it. As an owner of a company, you have a tendency to have emotional investment in the company. And it's a wonderful thing, but at the same time, it's always nice to have somebody as a sounding board to bounce ideas around or for you to have the conversation initially. And I'll never forget as soon as you had the call with her, immediately phone rings. Christian, we need to talk. This is what we discussed, and it's in a direction that I think we should go. And so we had probably a couple other calls before we finally made the decision to go with you, and we were extremely happy that we did.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for that. I'm glad
Mhm.
you obviously did, and I think it's been a great partnership overall. Um, did you have any like specific fears or reservations before deciding to work with me?
No, and not after the calls. No, I mean, I think that after the calls that you had with the team member and then myself, and then it was, no, that it was you laid out a plan that was easy to follow, easy to understand, and you set goals and timelines. And so, no, it was an easy decision.
Awesome. I'm glad you felt that way. So let's talk about the results a little bit. So over the course of working with me for 12 weeks, from the start of September till nearing the end of November now, email and SMS has generated about 44.26% of your total revenue. And in your
Mhm.
opinion, are you happy with the results that you have been seeing for email and SMS then?
Yes, and here's kind of the reason. One of the things to take into consideration as well is that our selling cycle goes from daylight savings in the spring, whenever that is, it's in March, but daylight savings seems to be a time when it stays light longer and people just get in their head. Even if it's chilly out and the weather really hasn't changed 100%, people start cooking out more. And that just builds and builds and builds all the way through um, Labor Day. And Labor Day, it basically it stops for all intensive purposes. And until it gets cold, then people start thinking about Thanksgiving and deep frying turkey. So if you think about it, really, that 12 weeks, two of those times are down times for us. So so that's I look at that and I say, well, dang, that's impressive. And so now we're leading into the next couple of weeks are going to be super, super busy. But but I think we're in a great spot. So I thank you for that sincerely.
Awesome. Yeah, being able to increase your revenue on a time or during the times that you're normally have a slow periods is always amazing to hear, honestly.
Yep. And very glad to hear on this end for sure.
So, what have your thoughts been on like the actual email content themselves? So, were the emails on brand from the get-go? Have they been persuasive? Like, were they relevant and educational? Like, kind of what are your thoughts on just like the whole email architecture or the
I think I think as everybody says, content is king, and I was been extremely happy with every single thing that you've done. So it's um, the content is I'm very pleased with that.
awesome.
As a matter of fact, a buddy of mine, um, it's, he sent an email or sent a text, I guess after one of the emails went out, and he said, "Hey man, I just got a great email from you guys, great marketing email," and he said it was really really impressive. So, that's just checks another box.
Awesome. So like people are actually that are reading the emails and thinking, "Oh, this is great." So that's also wonderful here because I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's an unbiased opinion. It's not something that I went fishing for or anything else. It was literally out of the blue, get a text, and to be honest with you, I was aware that the email went out, but there's a lot of stuff going on, so I just, it was nice to see that, and as I said, check the box.
Sweet. And so then how have you felt, I guess, about our communication? So like, did I ever over or under communicate? Have I been quick to respond? Did you feel like at any point I misled you in any way? Did you feel like it was pulling teeth to get information out of me? Like, just how was that communication?
On this side, it's been spectacular. Now, on your side, when you're trying to communicate with me, I'm not the best at it, so it's something that I try to work on. But there's times I can remember. I'm trying to think what it was. There was something that was pressing that needed to be done, and I texted you it was after hours, and I believe it was on a Friday, and you worked the problem right there, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And as I said, it was after hours on a Friday, so the communication has been spectacular, never, never, never overreaching, and just it's been, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I wouldn't fix it.
Awesome. That's fantastic for me to hear, and I'm glad you feel that way for sure.
Yep.
And so how was, I guess, the collaboration? So when we would sit down to talk over calls or texts, could you rely on my thoughts or opinions, or was talking to me kind of like a waste of time or asking questions just like not really worth it?
No, it was again one of the other conversations of the many, many, many conversations we've had was one I had a question about price points and I was scratching my head and really trying to figure some things out. And you didn't talk me off the ledge, but you laid it out in a concise manner in which, like, look, just let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And I followed your advice. And as I said, My father, and he's smiling down now, once said, "A wise man knows what he doesn't know," and I don't know this. I know it, but not like you. So I rely on individuals like yourself, and lean on you, and it has not been disappointed at all, to say the least, with your guidance and suggestions.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I'm glad you felt that our conversations have been like worthwhile because I do try to obviously steer you in the right direction, and I don't make stuff up or pretend that I know something I don't know. So I'm glad you felt that it's been honest and great communication and worthwhile.
Yep.
So were there any mistakes that I made on my end because it's like, or I guess I should rephrase that. So were there any issues or mistakes made on my end because of something I did or failed to do? And then if so, how did you feel like my response was?
I don't think there was I mean, there wasn't at all. I mean, there's not any, and I'm not just saying that, but when we first started talking, you spent a tremendous amount of time, and I remember getting text, "Hey, the bullet smoker versus the Orion," or this is what I see in the barbecue market is, and through my research, is this what you see, which completely impressed me. Not that, but you went above and beyond to, just really gain a tremendous amount of knowledge, and then so no, there's nothing that you did that was negative in any way, shape, or form.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm not like perfect, obviously, but I'm glad that I haven't made anything like serious any issues in your eyes in that case, and I don't think I have either. But I'm just glad to hear that I've been on the ball and on the right path the entire time.
You have.
So I guess lastly then, how likely are you to recommend me or Agency Adam? And what would you say to someone who's on the fence about working with me?
I would say to them, if we're communicating via text, pick up the phone and call me, because this is what this is why that you need to go this route, and this is the experience that I've had. And hey, that's we're not disappointed that we made the decision, nor will you. And it'd be that simple.